Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB the Sexy Ninja in the place to be for Paper Saber Universe. This is the New World Podcast, brother. If I sound a little different, no, I'm not sick this time. Went to the Three-Headed Monster Tour down in Scottsdale. It was a blast. My left ear is still ringing. My voice is shot. So we're going to talk about Fastlane 2023, the pay-per-view this past weekend. Michael Cole, Corey Graves on commentary. What an intro to the show. Pat McAfee hyping it up. We're in Indianapolis. And I remember last week when I talked about, my picks and predictions, I was like, I missed when they decorated the stage, to match the theme of the show. Like, I was like, I really missed that. And I think WWE heard me. They're like, yo, that big hit boy that does that New World podcast? Let's sprucing it up a bit. So they got two cars on both sides of the entrance. And I was like, that's a nice touch. Something, man, just to give it a little bit more flavor. I love just adding just another layer of awesomeness, especially when it comes to the ramp and stuff like that. But the two cars in the front was a very nice choice. And we start the show off with the Undisputed Tag Team Championships on the line. The Judgment Day against Cody Rhodes. Whoa. I was wrong. I picked the Judgment Day to retain due to Mommy, due to Dom, due to something. JD McDonough. No. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to say. I was just like, holy shit. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso are now the Undisputed Tag Team Champions, beating Judgment Day. After, in the span of a couple weeks, Dom losing gold, winning back to gold. Now the Finn and Damian losing their championships. I'm like, what is going on? It would have been fine for Cody Rhodes to lose this one, even if Jay got pinned in that ring and they can go on. But I don't know what to think of this. I'm very excited to see what they do on Monday Night Raw. This ain't over. Judgment Day is going to want a rematch. But at the end of this, I was watching. I was like, this was a damn good match, too. This whole show was good. Quantity, is quality. Definitely 5 matches on the night. Everything went by fast, smooth. And this started off the show with a banger. Everybody getting some great spots. But I was like, whoa. Cody and Jay. Holy shit. Okay. Let's see what happens on Monday Night Raw. That's all I can say to that. After this, we had a Wade Barrett and Booker T backstage. Then Xavier was a Pizza Hut ad. Then we had next up, which is a match I got right for my pick, the LWO versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. And this is, I don't know if anybody, I don't know if this bugs anybody. I hate when they have whoever's advertising for their match, it's on the barricade, the digital screens. It's on the side of the ring, on the digital parts. It's everywhere. And then it's on the digital trons on the things that go on the outside. So that I just see the Pizza Hut logo all over. And of course, I believe after this match is Xavier. Yeah, he brought out Corey Graves and Xavier, the big pizza box and stuff like that. I don't know, that it takes that element of, I don't know, it takes something away. When they did it with the crunchy cereal, the cinnamon cereal. I don't know my cereals, so, but I don't know. It takes something out of it when all that advertisement's thrown in your face, and then they literally do an ad, do a match, then do an ad for this big box from Pizza Hut. But I was correct. Carlito was the third person. Didn't come out with them. Came out mid-range of the drama. Oh my gosh, this match, who's gonna help Rey and Santos? Wild and Toro's out. Oh my God. And then Carlito comes out looking like $1,000,000. Whew. I mean, like, and I gotta say to Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, matching gear, looking fresh, looking fly, looking super fly. Oh my gosh, they looked great. This was a fun match. LWO though for the win. You ain't gonna bring Carlito in if he's gonna lose. But it was a fun match overall, and I like the fact that Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits have matching gear. You know, and same as tonight, Jade Cargill arrives on WWE, you know, meeting Triple H in the car and everything like that. That was pretty cool. And they got a lot of stuff going on for NXT. Undertaker's already being mentioned being there, because if you see the promo for the NXT stuff like that, it's like gong at the end. You're like, oh, you are really pushing us to watch NXT. Okay, I see you, WWE. And reason being, too, if you're not watching the other show, it's because AEW is going to be on a special night. It's called Title Tuesday. So they're basically NXT is going up against AEW's Dynamite. You know, there's some big matches on that show. So WWE is just pulling out all the big guns and seeing what they can do against AEW. So we shall see how that ratings turns out. Crown Jewel is the next big pay-per-view. November 4th. And I will say, out of these 5 matches I picked, 3 right, 2 wrong. If you want to know what that means, I do picks and predictions. I usually do solo shows for that, but due to weeks where I just can't schedule in that extra show, I usually tag it in on the show that's to go home before the pay-per-view. So that was on SmackDown. So I say 3 right, 2 wrong. Not that bad, right? Right? WWE Women's Championship next. Io Sky versus Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. Io Sky retains thanks to Bayley. And talk about a match. I mean, this was one of my favorite matches of the night, just because these 3 went at it. I was waiting for Jade to come out here, you know, to get in Io's face, or, you know, whoever won in their face. But no, Bayley got the win, and Io Sky is still our WWE Women's Champion. But this is one of my favorite matches of the night, next to the Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and Judgment Day, which was fucking fantastic. Pat McAfee comes out, you know, hyping everything, because he can't miss this show in Indianapolis. He's here to rock, he's here to party. And we go into our next match. He introduces John Cena and LA Knight versus the Bloodline. And he gets on commentary and everything so it's really great to hear Cole, Graves, and Pat all on commentary, and Pat and Graves kind of bickering at each other. John Cena, LA Knight versus the Bloodline. I was right on this pick. LA Knight, John Cena for the win. This was a really fun match as well. Pat on commentary. We're having a great time here. But I still feel like there's more to come, because we have Roman Reigns on the season premiere of SmackDown this Friday. What's he going to say? Is he going to call out John? We got Survivor Series that's coming up, you know. Well, first is Crown Jewel, so who is Roman Reigns going to face at Crown Jewel? Is he going to face an LA Knight? You know, like, is that going to be his opponent for his championship? We shall see, you know, because I think it's time for him to at least defend it, just so, you know, we don't go over any weird clause, like if a certain person's out for a certain amount of time, they can't defend that title, the title needs to be stripped. I think it's time for Roman to have another match in between, then have another match at Survivor Series, and I know he's going to get a match at Crown Jewel. I'm wondering if it's going to be against LA Knight, which would be huge, but sadly I don't see LA Knight taking the title from Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns continuing his undisputed title reign going into next year's WrestleMania. So, but it'll still be a fun match, a fun, like, oh my gosh, what if? The Judgment Day are backstage. Damien's mad. He picks up his briefcase. He's like, it's time. I'm going to cash it in. The main event's next. We got, he's just like, and Mommy's like, no, not tonight. Look at you, your knee. Because earlier in the opening match, JD accidentally hits Damian with the briefcase and the bad knee and everything like that. So now there's, still a little bit of bad blood there. And Mommy's like, no. And she puts her hand out. He's like, give me the briefcase. He gives her the briefcase and everything like that. And me and my wife just love this just because I'm like, Mommy's so in charge. It's fucking awesome, man. Now the main event, the World Heavyweight Championship on the line between Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. They beat the shit out of each other. I picked Shinsuke, so I was wrong on this match. The last man standing matches can go one or two ways. It can go, come on, someone just stay down for 10. Or it can go down like, it really depends on the opponents fighting each other and how much they can make a match just seem so crazy and balls to the wall and everything like that. Like, last man standing matches are really hard sometimes to really get into, but once you get into them, man, it's a blast. And this match was a blast. This was probably one of Seth and Shinsuke's best matches. Blood miss from Shinsuke in a spot. Michael Cole screaming at Seth, "Go, stay down, now think about your family," Lots of great stuff going on. But Seth got the win and answered the final count. Shinsuke went down on the outside. But I will say the drama that we told here, the storytelling. And now who's next to face Seth Rollins for that championship? Who's next up to go against, Seth Rollins? And who's going to dethrone Seth Rollins? How long will he have that championship? Will we see Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns at Survivor Series? Time will tell, but that sounds pretty awesome to get those two, champ versus champ. I know we've seen it before. We've seen them before face each other, but on this level and caliber of their characters, of the Tribal Chief and Seth freaking Rollins and everyone singing a song, it's just going to be a good time. Overall, solid show. I give it a 5 out of 5. I had a great time. I'm glad I got to sit down and enjoy it. Then after I got down to sit down and enjoy it, then I took off to Phoenix, to Scottsdale, to go see our show. And so, it was nice to talk to my brother about it because we went to the show together. And I was telling him, I was like, oh, this was great. So tell me what you think of the show. What is your thoughts on Cody and Jay being our new Undisputed Tag Team Champions? I'm still scratching my head and still in disbelief and awe that we even had this happen. So, and then something on Collision happens, which we'll talk about here on the next review. So, all right, y'all. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Share it with your grandma. Share it with your grandpa. Share it with the bum down at Walmart. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo. And remember, the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Trying to lift Seth Rollins up and put Rollins away once and for all. Rollins fights back with an elbow.